Okay. 3, 2, 1. Sim sim salabim.
Oh, speaking of which, I named my dick Haji.
First time.
I just want y'all to know that that's something I just did.
Too much personal info. Welcome to the PSH podcast. Jolly's currently laughing, so
that's a great way. That's your pre-seed. Your pre-seed, then your intro, and bam.
Welcome to the PSH podcast, a podcast where we don't give a fuck what we say when we open this podcast. I'm your homie Jolly Dangerous. You can call me Jolly D or just plain old Jolly. We got Denonu.
what's up, YouTube? It's your boy Denonu, aka the man with black privilege.
Ryzoe.
Yo, you already know it's your boy Ryzoe.
And obviously his penis Haji.
Yes.
So, that's one of those moments where, I don't want to ask questions, but I kind of want to know the origin story to, how that...
Because you never know when he's going to blow.
Well, speaking of blowing, a lady accidentally shoots herself in the head when we try to take a selfie.
We just had to open with something stupid, huh?
Well, you technically did kind of open with something stupid, so we're opening
Okay.
with something, quote unquote, my president stupider.
We're just gonna keep the ball rolling, I guess. I don't really know how to address this. I don't understand how.
Wait, what happened first? Because I didn't read the article. You read it, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's pretty much it's self-explanatory. She was taking a selfie, and I think she tried to press the camera button, but had a miscommunication in her brain and pulled the trigger instead.
So it was one of these
people have those moments where you try to do something with your left hand, but your right hand do it.
Yeah.
But it this time it was a fatal decision. And instead of pressing, she said, "Bam."
Yeah, because basically what happened was there was a security guard and he had his gun laying around or whatever. I don't know if he was there or not. She seen the gun, picked it up, was trying to take a picture of it, accidentally pulled the trigger on the gun. The bullet missed her head, hit the wall, and the ricochet came back, and that's what hit her in the head.
Get out of here, dog. What?
I'm so sorry.
That makes it even dumber, dog.
Yeah.
What?
Oh man, look,
Yeah.
that. I don't understand how they gonna do the funeral arrangements and not laugh. That's one big question in my head. Poor fucking Sally died trying to take a selfie, shot herself. That funeral's over. Fuck it, let's go home.
I'm still messed up that it missed her and then it came back and hit her. That's like one of those things.
He works in mysterious ways moments.
You want to hear a joke? You know what I mean? Pow. Oh, that was close. Pow. It's stupid.
It's something you see in a cartoon.
Yeah, definitely.
I wonder if that gun was made by Acme.
That's the only thing they ever sent out that actually worked the way it was supposed to. Alright, I don't know how much we're going to talk about how stupid people can be with these selfies. Walking around with selfie sticks, bumping into people.
They're becoming so annoying where certain places are banning those selfie sticks.
Yeah, it's social media right now, and people in general are just so fixated on themselves. They're how can you be fixated on yourself for so much that you end up killing yourself by accident, or doing dumb shit just to take a selfie.
You know what's funny about this? I made a Smurf account on League, and it's Kill Your Selfie. And this would be the perfect fucking title for this article. Kill Your Selfie. That's what happened.
Oh, that was a joke in, what was that? The game with the chick where she can rewind time.
Remember Me?
No.
Life is Strange.
Life is Strange, yeah.
Yeah.
The main character was taking selfies all the time, and one of these bitches, bully bitches, she says that shit. Why don't you just go kill your selfie? She says that joke.
Nice.
Yeah, she should have got knocked out.
Man, you got a lot of anger in you, dog.
don't have anger. I'm just saying
No,
you have a
you,
lot of
like,
dumbass people.
you have
If
internal
I
rage.
was walking around taking selfies or whatever, and somebody was like making fun of me, like some of those girls did her in that game, they'd have got knocked the fuck out, and then they won't be making fun of me the next day. That's just how it's gonna go. Problem solved.
Like, if you're gonna be a selfie motherfucker, defend your selfie motherfuckerness. Don't fucking take it like a
But
bitch.
you can't solve your problems with your fists.
Yeah, you
Yes,
can.
I guess you can. It works. Military history.
It's better solving your problem with fists than it is solving your problem with a gun.
See what happened to the old thing about, sticks and stones may break your bones, but
Whatever happened
But
to a
fists
good
work
old
better.
Whatever happened to a good old fashioned passionate ass whooping?
Whatever happened to walking away in the face of conflict?
No. Whatever happened to the good old fashioned passionate ass whooping to get your clothes, the shoes, and your hat taken?
Turn the other cheek, my brother. Walking away, forgiveness.
Not to get into a religious debate, but look what happened to him.
Man says we burned him out of house and home. I'm not even gonna get into that one, man. That's I don't touch that one with a 10-foot selfie pole. All right, yeah. So this guy who lives in Colorado says that in his RV, the Wii burned it and everything he owns. Something happened where he was leaving and he turned off. He was watching Netflix on his Wii. He turned it off to go to work or something like that. And since the Wii wasn't completely off, because the new consoles have this thing where it just stays on, even when it's so-called powered down, some spark came out of it and hit a tablecloth that was next to it and burnt everything. So now it's like he's nothing he can do about it. And that can happen to anybody because there's like thousands and millions of these consoles. Well, thousands of Wii consoles out there. Fucking millions of like Xbox One and PS4 consoles out there that can actually burn people's house down.
Yeah, but none of those are confirmed, so this is just one more reason not to get a Wii.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Wii's already shitty as it is. Now it's fucking sabotaging people's lives. So that's the first step of what's the fucking corporation from Terminator? Skynet. It's the first step of Skynet. Just burn your shit down. Fuck it.
Hey, just on another note, I think they have a Japanese company working on AI called Skynet.
You lying.
I'm not lying. Look it up.
Oh,
Google.
shit. Google, nigga.
I'm telling you.
The future is now. Do you know there's an Umbrella Corp as well?
Really now?
Really?
Yeah, there's a real Umbrella Corp. One of my
Better not
friends.
be into viral research.
I don't think so, but there's a real Umbrella Corp. When I saw the logo, I was like, "Oh shit, we dead, dog. We gonna fucking die."
That company is called Cyberdyne.
Yeah, that's right. But they were the ones who made Skynet, so still works.
What?
Cyberdyne was the name of the company that made Skynet and Terminator.
Oh wow. Well, yeah. Well, Cyberdyne Incorporated is a Japanese robotics company. That well.
See, they're just waiting for Judgment Day.
Good luck, America. Wish y'all luck. I'll start going out. I'm gonna go outside, build my bunker right now.
What if the world comes to like Skynet and Umbrella Corp just duking it out with a zombie robot war?
Zombie robot apocalypse.
We're going down both ways.
See, here's the thing: as long as they can focus on each other, I wouldn't care. But zombies can't kill robots.
Yep.
That's just the problem. It's like, well,
yeah, they need human brains, not cybernetic AI chips.
Yeah.
True. But I'm pretty sure zombies could overrun robots if.
Yeah, but how you gonna be strong enough to destroy titanium or steel or whatever they use?
I mean,
first off, let's get realistic. A zombie cannot do shit to you. It's dead. Like, you literally do not get stronger when you come back to life. That's just not how that works. You're rotting. You should be falling apart, not have super weird monkey strength. That doesn't work.
It could be like a DayZ kind of zombie where it's not necessarily a zombie as much as it's like a zombie wave of fucking zombies.
Yeah, all right. You would rather get tired.
I think you guys are still forgetting the main point. The Terminators have advanced weaponry. time travel. What else do they have? They can make liquid metal and machinery Terminators.
It's the
I
time
didn't say
travel
zombies
that fucks.
would win. I didn't say none of that shit.
Zombies ain't gonna win. It'd just be cool to see zombies versus robots out in the street. Just go out and be like, hey, go to Wyoming. I hear there's a war going up there between zombies and robots. Go check that shit out.
Yeah, you the kind of person that would be going there. I'm the kind of person that would be heading towards Canada.
Oh, I'd go check that shit out.
Where they have medicine and Twinkies.
It'd be hilarious if it was like a fucking Coliseum of just robots and zombies going at.
And on one side, it would be like nothing but robots sitting there like this, and zombies on the other side. Just looking at the fight in the center. Here you go. Fucking hands falling apart.
Damn, man! With this article though, this has to be bad press for Nintendo though.
Fucking thing look like
For
a marshmallow.
everybody out there who has a Wii, this is like, come on.
I just don't get like how a spark shot out of a Wii. Like it's not as advanced as a PS4 or an Xbox One. So how does a spark shoot out of this man?
Yeah, I'm kind of looking at something right now in the picture. If you look at the picture right now, I think that's a Wii right there, right? Like that's the burnt marshmallow. Yeah, the burnt marshmallow.
Yeah, the Wii. Yeah,
that's the Wii. If you look right next to it, does that not look like an Xbox One to you?
Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Yeah.
Like,
I think that is the one. No, that might be the 360.
No, that's not a 360.
That
don't have no hard drive on it.
I think that's the Xbox One.
That it is the one.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought it was when I seen it.
The one's just fine.
Yeah, the Xbox One has not a scratch or singe on it.
You know the guy must have left, went to GameStop, bought an Xbox One, and then came back to his house being burnt up.
Either that or this is a ploy by Microsoft. They're like, hey, we're gonna fuck with Nintendo because they going broke anyway. Might as well put the nail in the coffin on these motherfuckers. Burn a Wii, put it in a house, put the Xbox in the background, fucking like low key.
I think we just stumbled upon a conspiracy here, man.
Could be.
This could be a fake article, and it could be just a ploy just to put the nail in the coffin of Nintendo. Because Nintendo they're going under anyway.
I don't know why they didn't just let them bury themselves. They're pretty much doing it slowly but surely.
Yeah.
Golly.
They're drowning in flames right now, to say the least.
Yeah, speaking of which, more Japanese company drowning in flames. Konami. They are going into this whole legal gambling thing. So Nevada just passed a law that allows skill-based video game gambling. So this is where you can actually play a game like what's a shooting game that you find in like Chuck E. Cheese and shit like that. Chrono Trigger or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Something like that.
No, it ain't Chrono Trigger. Chrono Trigger's RPG for Super Nintendo.
Well, it's like Trigger something, or is it Time Trigger?
Time Crisis is one of them. If that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, something like that.
Crisis.
Say like they have a game that's like Time Crisis where you get past so many levels, you can actually get a payout instead of tickets, or instead of just putting quarters in there. They also allow certain casinos to actually make pinball games that are themed after Konami games. And they also say that they are going into the mobile gaming industry because that is where they think the industry is going right now. So it sounds like they are no longer going to be making any console games.
There are two things. They're doing it. Yeah, they're going into the mobile gaming gambling thing because there's more money involved because it's less to make the game. Of course, you get more income off of it. Second, the owner of Konami has a goddamn gambling problem, so there's another reason why they're going into fucking gambling gaming.
What was the guy that just left?
Hideo Kojima?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kojima didn't leave. Him and his team pretty much getting like let go.
Yeah, they got like fired or whatever.
Well, they're saying it's because of this.
Yeah.
Because he did not agree with the practices that they were doing. And it says somewhere in the article.
He's just like a game person.
Well, it says it somewhere in the article that he didn't agree with like the company's practices.
No, him and Kojima, like the owner and Kojima haven't gotten along in a long time. So this is pretty much like their departing thing.
Yeah, this is like the excuse, but yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure Kojima and his team are going to wind up getting back into the gaming. It's just not going to be with Konami. He's probably going to start his own business or some shit. because Kojima has his own fucking team, but I'm not sure what they're gonna do. I just know Konami and the whole gambling thing. I don't really like it. Well, I'm not, but it's where the money is, and it's pretty much the thing. Like mobile gaming is where a lot of the money is involved. A lot of people do it. You get a lot of shit. First of all, you can make a game. You don't even have to charge for it, but you get paid off the ads. And of course, the more people play it, the more ad revenue you get, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then of course you do have these games where it's like pay to win via mobile or pay to upgrade and shit. So you do get a lot of revenue off of it, and it takes like 3 people to even make the game. Not even, maybe just one really good person.
True.
So it's a lot of
it's nothing but upward growth if they decide to do it.
Yeah, maybe. I just think that mobile gaming is kind of like the last like leg, you know, like that's one of those things. Like, well, if you do this, then it's like a risk. You know what I mean? Because mobile gaming, anybody can make a mobile game right now. You know, most big game corporations can't make a game that would equal up to the type of viral hit that Flappy Birds was.
Yeah,
and that was made by one person, you know, in his spare time.
Yep.
And you have gaming corporations that try their best and they still can't equal up to that amount of status. And usually they go under because they can't make it. Because
the thing is it's like that's something you can't really predict. It's like making a viral video on YouTube or on the internet or something. It's just you can't go in with the intention of, oh, I'm going to make a viral video and have it go viral. It's just one of those things where they just happens because people share it and people find it funny. But that's all subjective anyway. So,
but that's what I mean.
That all depends on how much money they're willing to dump into the whole mobile thing. If this is something where they're just like, okay, well, we're making mobile games in addition to everything else we do, then they're only going to make money. But I don't see them shifting their whole entire business model into mobile games. But that all depends on how well they're doing. I don't know how much money they rake in every year. They could be like Nintendo where they're going under. So.
Well, Konami is definitely going into the gambling game industry. From this video that I watched, or this article that I read, it's kind of a mixture of both. Konami's definitely moving into the mobile gaming industry because it's more profitable. Because you can take all the hardcore gamers and even most of the casual gamers. Like, hardcore gamers obviously don't really play a lot of games on their phone. That's kind of what they're about. Casual gamers kind of go back and forth between console or PC and gaming. But then you have the really light gamers who do play a lot of games on their phone, and that number like is way beyond your hardcore and your casual gamers. There's more people out there playing mobile games than there are playing console or PC games or et cetera, et cetera. So the mobile gaming industry is definitely where the money is at right now. But in the long run, like I don't know how long the lifespan of mobile gaming is going to be, because mobile gaming is never going to be on the level of console gaming.
No.
Because it's like you don't really get the experience of gaming in a handheld game. You really don't. Like, yeah, you can, fucking play Mega Man or Kirby or Mario on your handheld game and have fun, but you don't really get, like, the Battlefield fun or the Call of Duty kind of fun or even the Witcher kind of fun out of mobile gaming. Even if it was on a mobile platform, you're still not going to enjoy it as much as you would just sitting down in front of your TV, your giant fucking screen, and hack and slashing motherfuckers up.
Yeah, they would have to make something simple. Like, if they can come out with, and that could be one of the reasons why Konami don't have nothing, is every major corporation has their, I'm going to say AAA titles that they sell to people to rake in new gamers year after year after year. Activision has COD and Destiny now. Konami used to have Metal Gear, but a lot of their things, they don't have no multiplayer aspects in none of their games. There's nothing from year to year to year. If they would brought back, let's say, like Metal Gear Online and somehow was able to take a portion of that experience and just say, oh, now you can play it on your phone, or something like that, that would have the popularity to make them sell that game and all of that. But they don't have nothing that's ongoing. Everything they put out that I see, or every major thing that they put out, is like story-driven, single-player only type experiences.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like a portion of the market that they're just not even considering is multiplayer or anything like that.
There's another company that is also going into the mobile industry, and that's Nintendo. As you know, there's been recent articles saying that Nintendo has has had the worst year ever. I think it was last year, either last year or this year. I think it was last year. Horrible year for Nintendo. Sales all across the board were down, and they're saying they're going into the mobile industry now. I think that the mobile industry is good per se, but only to the point where it's before it gets oversaturated. It's just like YouTube, you know. YouTube was cool at first, make a little cash here and there, you know, grow real big, but now you have so many people doing it, so many thousands and thousands of people trying to get their, you know, their channel out there. It's not enough to go around. You know, there's only so much exposure you can get. Just like with the mobile industry. There's so many people making games right now and making apps. It's to the point where if you don't do anything that will be a viral hit, after a few weeks, it's over. You have to make a game like a Flappy Bird game that it's no end in sight and there's no reason just to play it. Or something like what's the other one? Candy Crush. There's always going to be levels. There's always going to be power-ups. You have to make a game like that to make it big. And Konami coming from like story-driven games, I don't see how they can really make it into the mobile industry. Like going from what they've been doing.
Well, I mean,
I can see it. They can easily come out with a Gradius game and just have you don't beat it.
A what?
A Gradius game.
I've never played any.
Gradius is an old school side-scrolling space shooter.
Oh,
I remember. Yeah.
So they can easily come out with like a variation of that you play on the phone. The graphics will be simple, you know, and you can just play it level after level after level without actually beating it, you know. Or if they come out with something, let's say like every time if you beat 5 levels, you fight a boss, and then the game just tosses more enemies at you on screen, then you have to constantly keep making it through and seeing how far you can get. They can easily do that.
I mean, didn't Konami make Galaga?
I think that might be somebody else, but
yeah, I'm pretty sure
that came out a few years before Gradius, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they still have a lot of games they can just like make into a gambling theme kind of game, which is apparently where the money lies, and that's where Nintendo is too. Like, apparently, mobile gaming is Japan, and it's through the fucking roof right now. So
really,
and both Konami and Nintendo are stationed in Japan. So
yeah, you're probably going to see a hell of a lot more Japanese companies that are going to be, you know, take this same business model.
Well, see, if they're doing it for just their like mobile games in Japan, then yeah, maybe it's better for them. But over here in America, I don't think that would fly though. I really don't.
No, it's not going to fly over here. We're not in the point yet where mobile gaming's a big thing here. Like, it's going to fly in Japan, but it's going to be decent here.
Yeah, because really the mobile gaming crowd, that only is what, the casual people for the most part?
Yeah. Or that are just the people that just want to waste time.
Yeah.
Hand their phone off to their kids or something like that.
Yeah. Or people who are riding the bus to work, things like that, so you got time to go.
Yeah. I really don't see any big things planned for Nintendo. It's like they're slowly going into bankruptcy. They're just not there yet.
Yeah.
What they need to do is grow some balls, come out with like the Wii whatever, and have it be like fucking the Xbox 360 and PlayStation. That's what they need to do instead of just focusing on just Nintendo games.
Well, it's not even just that. Like, Nintendo hasn't made the right moves as far as, you know, on supporting online play and
it's like they want to stay like they're 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah,
and that's not the thing.
They're really crappy about, like, you can fucking easily make a lot of money, and I guess this is what they're trying to do now, but you could easily make a lot of money by handing out your properties to smaller or, you know, little ideas here and there, like mobile games. You could make a little nice Mario mobile game, make some money off that, or you could kind of lend Mario to PlayStation, see what you can do with something like that. Like, there's a bunch of things they can do. They just refuse to fucking do it.
Man, I'm not gonna lie. If they did lend Mario to PlayStation, you know how many PlayStation fanboys gonna be fucking butthurt about this shit? That's gonna be like one of those things like, don't bring that piece of shit over here. You know what I'm saying? If we want to play Mario, we will play Mario. But it would
still make money though.
It would still make money because people gonna bitch about it. People gonna bitch about, oh, you know, PlayStation don't need fucking Mario. But at the same time, we I would play a fucking Mario
Yeah.
game if it came to PlayStation. Straight up.
I don't think I would.
I'd play the shit out of it because we grew up off of games like Mario and Sonic and the old school Metroid and Zelda. Like we grew up off these games. So if they were to be like, hey, let's just go ahead and make one of these games for PlayStation, boom, you got money.
They don't even gotta make a game. Just throw out, look, Mario 64 Remastered Edition HD, whatever. Bam.
They did that for PC. Like
They
some,
did it on PC?
yes, no, they didn't do it, but some guy who was a fan of the Mario 64 took Mario 64 and upgraded it and redid the whole thing and released it online. And it looks really cool. It looks really good.
They can do the same thing. Like if they came out with a Mario game and just allowed it to be played on PlayStation and let's say Xbox, that's only making you money. Because there are plenty of fans who would, you would get that hate and that backlash, but so what? There's millions of other people who would buy it that don't have a Wii.
See, here's the thing though. It would be cheaper just to go out and buy a Wii if you want to play Super Mario. I would see it like this. You remember when Super Mario and Sonic did that crossover Olympic Games? That's exactly what that shit would be like for me.
That's because it would be a shitty game.
What? Well, do y'all hear that? Do y'all hear the lightning and?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was just me.
Now you know my pain.
So I fucking forgot what I was saying. Fucking lightning.
Oh, I was saying you was talking about the Mario and Sonic, and I said, but yeah, it'll be a crappy game.
Like the Olympics.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you suddenly go out, we'll know why.
Okay, cool. just letting y'all know because it just
We saw it.
it's like that it's like, okay, cool, like Mario's Sonic crossover. It's exciting at first, but it's one of those things like we don't want to see too much of you, okay? Like that's just how that is. Like Nintendo, their problem is they spam the same fucking characters at you repeatedly. It's either gonna be Zelda, Sonic, or Mario. Maybe sometimes Samus, but not so much. Like those three characters are the main characters of the whole fucking platform. And you can only do so much of that until people just say, you know what, it's enough. It's enough.
Yeah,
There's
I agree
like
with you.
40 fucking Mario games out there. I don't want to see those characters come to another system and then fucking dilute it with their bullshit.
Now, one thing that I know would be just a really amazing thing for Nintendo to do, if they're thinking they're about to go out the gaming industry and they really kind of don't give a shit, they need to make just a really awesome Zelda game that's kind of based not necessarily towards a mature audience, but is more, not kiddish of a Zelda game, like a real adventure game. It's like, fuck it, this is our last one. Might as well just let Link go out as like an adult game.
A
Link,
Devil May Cry Zelda game.
You want like the Witcher experience, but with Link instead of
kind of like just like a really deep, dark Link story. That's like, fuck it, this is basically our last game from Zelda that we're ever gonna do. Just fucking just do it and just put it out there. And I guarantee something like that would make money because, like, the last couple of years have been all about the first person shooters. Now RPGs are starting to come up right now. Like RPGs are starting to blast out because you got Witcher that just came out. People are gonna go nuts at E3 when fucking hopefully Bethesda announces Fallout 4. People are gonna go fucking nuts. That's gonna be an RPG.
That new shooter game that's coming out. What's the name of that game?
The Division?
Yeah, The Division. That's
not
RPG.
coming out till next year though.
Yeah, it's not coming out till
It's
next
still
year.
RPG though.
Yeah, but yeah, RPGs are blowing up. So if they just did like a Zelda RPG, that would fucking blow up so hard.
Or hell, they can even just do this. Take their same stuff that they normally do and make a new franchise. New characters. And have, let's say, every once in a while, you don't have to make a crossover, but just make a new franchise, a new game or whatever, but just like, hey look, here's a Link in it. Or here's Zelda, or here's a character from this other franchise that's in it for like 2 minutes.
That sounds like Smash Brothers.
Well, I'm not saying do Smash Brothers because that's something that's a fighting game where you see them all the time. I'm talking about make a new game and a new franchise. Let's say make another Zelda game, but just don't have Zelda or Link in it, and just have it be a new game, new characters, new experience, new type of gameplay. Because they need new franchises. Like you said before, they've been milking the same franchises for 25 years.
Yeah.
It's tiring to people, let's say our age and maybe younger. You know, like our generation and probably the generation that just came in after us. I mean, you have a lot of younger people who still buy that stuff, but
Because they don't know any better.
yeah, it's tiring at this point. You know, if they want to bring in new customers, new money, then they need new. It's a new franchise. It's like anything, music, movies, and everything. You can't just keep milking the same thing over and over and over again, expecting the same returns. It's not going to happen.
Cool.
Bada boom, bada bing.
All right, so moving on to some good old technology before we get into this other topic is a bionic limb that you can control with your unconscious mind.
Say word.
Yeah, not subconscious, unconscious. There's two different meanings there. So this is like for example, they're saying that where the amputation is, there is like a cup that goes over that part, where you put your leg into, and a sensor that reads your muscle movement. That the cups, that your leg sits in. So the leg at the bottom will react to the leg movement of
the leg movement of your muscles.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. Sorry, I got distracted. So yeah, the leg muscles, when you like twitch your upper thigh, it will send a signal to this machine that's located inside the socket, and it would say like, oh, okay, well, it seems that these muscles are trying to move this way, so you obviously want this bottom portion of your leg to move like this, and it would feel a lot more natural than just a mechanical leg that just responds or reacts to whatever you're doing instead of actually reading what you're doing.
That's what's up. I like that. That's gonna pave the way for the future. And now we're gonna have some fucking Deus Ex Machina shit in here.
Yeah, he's like, when do we get cybernetic enhancements?
Yeah, when do we get augmentations and shit?
Well, speaking of augmentations, there's a second part to that. There's this bionic lens, which could improve your eye vision 3 times better than 20/20.
What?
Yes.
So I could be able to just fucking bareface binoculars?
Yeah. Well, 30 feet away. Something like that.
Okay.
For example, this little lens goes inside of your eye.
It doesn't come with enhanced zoom?
No.
We're not there yet. This is stage 1.
No. And no, it doesn't come with a switch where you can go from infrared to all those other things. No, it's just...
No, you need to level up more before we get that.
Exactly.
That's a leap.
Gotta go kill some pigs in the forest for 1 XP each.
Do you know how, like, amazing it's gonna be when we're able to have, like, augmentation when you can just zoom in? People are gonna buy nosebleed tickets at fucking shows and just zoom in from the back. They're like, yeah, no, I want to pay $15 for these seats, but I'm right in the front row, bro.
Can you imagine how many times like people are gonna scare the fuck out of you? Like somebody's gonna tap you on the shoulder and you're gonna look at them and you're gonna see like the germs on their face.
I'm zoomed in too close.
Yeah, what I mean?
Now you know what Superman goes through on a daily basis.
I couldn't be him with his vision. I would accidentally burn holes through people by accident.
Oh yeah.
I'd just be like lasering at something like, hey, Soup, what? Oh, my bad. My bad, dog. My bad.
Now you be looking over like, damn, she got a fat ass, and there you go. And now it's gone.
Damn, she had a fat ass. Anyway, for example, they're saying that instead of like looking at a clock face from 10 feet away, you can actually be 30 feet away and still see that clock face and tell exactly what time it is by the second.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, so
I like that.
If they can
look out for that.
If they can make something that's like that with just, let's say, like a contact or something you could just put in your eye like that, that'd be pretty cool.
Well, this is kind of a contact, but it says the surgery takes 8 minutes, just like the regular LASIK surgery, to improve your eye, and you should be like seeing fine the same day.
That's what's up. If they could do that and have no flaws or side effects or something from that, then yeah, that's what's up.
Oh,
that'll be like tattoos.
Really cool. Hell yeah. Glasses is going away.
They're saying that Yeah, it says that they're already doing like human trials and they're getting ready to teach international surgeries, like international surgeons how to do this.
Yeah, that's gonna be boss. Fuck LASIK, get this shit.
Yeah, that means like in the next 5 to 8 years, we got that shit.
You know what I mean?
We're gonna have Zoom.
The pervert game is gonna be like here, son.
Yep.
You know,
pervert game's gonna be
you
hot.
don't need telescopes anymore to be looking through people's windows. You just got to go to the window.
Can you imagine how easy it's gonna be for people to hunt in 8 years?
Nah, that's just cheating.
I mean,
That's just
you
cheating.
have to go into the
if you have
forest.
improved eyesight and you got a gun that's accurate that can shoot that far. That means everybody in the military, you're gonna be able to shoot better.
Yeah, you're not even gonna go into the forest. You're just gonna get on the road. All right, time to go hunting. All right, we gotta walk a mile, but I got him.
Go get him, put him in the truck, and go.
It's gonna take about 20 minutes to walk there, but I got him. We good.
Man. I don't know how that's gonna be. That's one of those things that you can see far off, but don't try to read nothing in front of your face.
I'm pretty sure you're gonna be able to control it.
I don't know. That's one of those things where you gotta see how much zoom from 30 feet away to 5 inches in front of your face.
I mean, it'll adjust. It'll probably adjust the same way your eye does.
Yeah, your eye controls the focus already as it is.
Yeah,
so,
but people don't have like fucking 32 focus on their fucking face.
I'm pretty sure that's what the lens is for. Like, I'm pretty sure the lens is like as of right now. I'm pretty sure this lens is just going to really
what it's probably going to
clear things up at 30 feet away.
Yeah, what it's probably going to be, it's going to probably be like a really, really small pair of glasses.
Yeah, and it's just going to be able to help you see clear, close and far.
Man, I got prescription glasses. I can't see a clock from 30 feet away.
They might be better, but what I'm saying is when you focus in on something, it's just going to clear it up and make it better. I mean, because trust me, you can't. Why would they make something that you can put in your eye and see through that only lets you see, what do they call that, far sight or whatever?
Yeah,
scientific reasons just to see if they can do it.
That's stupid. Nobody would ever learn.
Scientists do that shit though. They'll find a way to do shit just to do it.
They're not gonna put it in your eye to like completely make you.
Yeah, like I can only see stuff far away. No, that makes no sense.
I'm completely blind beneath 30 feet. Don't you fucking. I can't play basketball for shit.
You know it's not gonna be 30 feet, but you know what I mean. Like up here, like 5 feet in front of you.
No, it'll probably work just fine. Like if they doing it and they get it done, it'll probably work just fine.
That's one of those things. We need to find out who actually has this already, and then go interview them and ask them questions.
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be just like kind of like seeing IMAX 3D. How everything's just crystal fucking clear in a huge ass area,
and everything costs $80 for a ticket.
Yeah.
My question is, when are we gonna get like something like this, but with like a HUD vision of like computerized data and stuff like Google Glass and all that stuff to be in our vision? That's what I'm waiting for.
I don't know if I want that, because then you'll have that whole Ghost in the Shell thing where the faceless smiley man is like hacking into your just hacking into your system. Well, and all you see is gay porn.
It's not in you, but it's on the the contact.
I'm just saying. Like anything that's electronical that feeds you information can be hacked into, and then you'll be
like ad block or something to block.
You'll be walking around watching gay porn everywhere you go. Just hacked into your system. Hi, here.
Then I can take it out. Go to the store, get that shit swapped out, get that
Look, I need to upgrade my firewall. I need need some shit right here to upgrade that firewall, bro.
I'm telling you, cyber brains are gonna be the way of the future.
Ghost in the Shell shit's gonna be happening.
It's either gonna be Ghost in the Shell or Metal Gear, one of the two.
Oh yeah.
Which one's better? Which one? Yeah, which one's better? That's a good question.
Metal Gear.
Which one's better out of
nanomachines?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Metal Gear. Like you could because with Ghost in the Shell kind of feature, like you pretty much had to get like the surgery, or you had to get like cybernetic growth and shit like that. With Metal Gear Solid, all you had to do was just inject the nanomachines into
make
you.
These nanomachines do everything.
And now,
and plus, you had better cybernetics in Metal Gear than they have in Ghost in the Shell.
Mm-hmm.
What you mean better cybernetics?
Have you seen Metal Gear Rising with Raiden in it?
Nah.
Yeah, go look up the trailer for that.
Oh, you talking about when they turn him into like a ninja and shit?
Yeah.
Well, not turn him into it. He was already a ninja. wasn't he?
No, not really a ninja, but yeah,
Like his
that
whole
guy.
yeah, his whole body was just like
Yeah.
fucking robots. And
Yeah, he can like manually lift up Metal Gear Ray, which is like the size of like fucking Godzilla, with his 2 hands. Granted, completely all fake, but I'm just saying it's that level of enhancement.
Yeah, but Ghost in the Shell was more realistic
That is true.
when you look at it.
You had
Yeah,
sex.
yeah,
you
it's
had
more
sex robots
realistic.
and stuff. but-
What we're saying that Metal Gear is
Six robots.
better. Metal Gear is better, and it's also worse because in Guns of the Patriots, fucking Liquid fucked everyone up with one word.
Well, that's
He
because they were dumb
literally-
enough to plug all that shit into the same operating system. That was their own.
Yeah, like Liquid literally fucked up the entire United States Army with one word because everybody had the nanomachines, and so as soon as they said like this one word, all the nanomachines started acting up. Nobody could fire their gun because everybody's gun was connected to their nanomachines. So nobody could fire a gun. Everybody was like mute and blind. They couldn't do shit. It was fucking great.
Yeah, everybody went into like sickness withdrawals. All the weapons were controlled by this system, so none of that shit would work.
Oh, it was fantastic. If you ever have a chance to go play Guns of the Patriots, fuck it.
And y'all just waiting on something like that to happen, right?
No, we didn't say what we wanted. We were saying which one was better and
Yeah,
worse at the
from a
same time.
technological standpoint, Metal Gear is by far better. But if we take that and put it in real life, nobody would be dumb enough to put all that shit under one system. The same thing happened in what? Fucking Black Ops 2. That was the same thing with that. We made all this unmanned drone shit and then made it run under like Windows 15. Then guess what? When Windows 15 got hacked, he had to control all that shit. It was just, we're not that stupid as individuals. That's why you have in the government redundancy after redundancy after redundancy.
Yeah, I would just rather not put any of that shit into my body that can be hacked by some 15-year-old playing Minecraft. That's all I'm saying.
You just have to have the you have to have the up-to-date patches. You just have to keep it updated, you know?
That bullshit. Can you imagine like while you're driving and shit, just oh shit, gotta update patch number 26.
Well, that's the thing. You gotta remember, this is the future. That's just gonna come wirelessly and seamlessly, automatic. It's gonna be like breathing. You're never gonna know it's gonna be updated.
Yeah, until you sleeping in the back of your head sparks and you burn your house down like Homeboy in the Wii.
As long as you don't get your cyber brain made by Nintendo,
Yeah, I think it's good. It's either as long as you get it made by
give me
Nintendo.
PlayStation 9 with the cybernetic enhancements that let me play Sony games. Give me the Sony version.
Boom.
Damn.
Won't have to worry about your
Damn.
shit getting burnt down.
Like literally Sony fanboy, Xbox fanboy right here. Got the
be
logo and everything.
You know, it'd be hilarious if like we did have the nano machines, and if you had like the Sony nano machines, you couldn't play Xbox. They would lock you out.
The guns. They'd be like,
Yeah,
"Sorry,
yeah.
you're not registered to play this Xbox One."
You're registered to play Sony, not Xbox, bitch. Get that Microsoft shit out of here.
Trying to access an old memory and it says, oh, it's not backwards compatible. Anyway, so new topic. Nathan Drake, the guy from the Uncharted series, has a superpower, and his superpower is white privilege.
I'm not gonna touch on this one. It can be between y'all two.
No, why?
I'm not gonna touch on this.
Why?
'Cause
Is the fucking apocalypse outside my window right now?
Well, this is only round 1. Round 2 is at my house right now.
Anyway, so
Glad I'm not in Texas.
It's stupid. This subject's stupid.
why? Why is it stupid? It makes a lot of sense if you think about it.
It makes a lot of sense that we're chirping over a white video game protagonist going to, like, pretty much pulling the Indiana Jones where he's killing people of native shit, and that's his
And
superpower.
stealing their shit.
Well, not just killing their shit. Like they basically go to another country, right? Steal an artifact, right? That does not belong to them, and say it needs to be seen by the world instead of just hoarded by you. And then if you try to stop me from taking your shit, I'm gonna kill you.
Okay, so which game does that happen in?
What in?
Because Drake is never the one that's saying, "Hey, we're going to expose this."
No, not him per se, but that's Indiana Jones. That's the way Indiana Jones works. Like, he takes those artifacts, he doesn't sell them, he puts them in museums. Now, Nathan Drake, on the other hand, he does this thing where he goes and steals things from museums to, like, like to do the investigation of his heritage, because he's trying to chase this dream of him being related to some guy who used to do the same fucking artifact finding Indiana Jones bullshit that he's trying to do.
Yeah, Sir Francis Drake, I think, man.
Okay,
Yeah,
we're tripping over the first game where that happens. Where he does, in fact, in the first game, steal an artifact to find his heritage, to find treasure, right? Find the Sir Francis Drake ship, blah, blah, blah. But in the second and the third game, that doesn't happen.
Okay, in the first game, they're saying that here's like the...
No, I read the article. In the first game, it's totally what they're talking about. In the second game and the third game, they were just looking. They're just trying to pull shit out of air by saying like, "Oh, he's in a fight with people of different races and cultures and colors and shit like that." When in fact, in the third one, he mostly fought illusions. He didn't actually really kill anybody when it came to the natives.
Those illusions were at the end, though.
Yeah, those illusions were at the end. But for the most part, he just fought like the illusions. And then on the second one, he was mostly killing the antagonist bad guys, which were mostly wearing masks and armor and shit like that. Like he did kill a few Tibetan people who were hired by Homeboy, but I mean half the time you didn't know what race he was killing. It's mostly people.
Well, you could tell they weren't white though. Some of the ones that he shot and killed and beat up, those are like people of color. Not to mention, it says that, you know, when he needs help from people of color, they show up, right? Help him, and then they just fucking disappear. It's kind of like that whole mystical black janitor in certain shows. In like, I forgot what they call it. They call him something. There's a word for it. But they show up, right? It's always like some black guy who's like mystic, who's like the smartest guy in the story. Shows up, helps the hero, and then disappears without a trace, right? Just to advance his story, and then that's all they're used for.
Okay, in the second game, that guy, the guy that helps him in the second game, was pretty much like silent, didn't want to get involved. So they pretty much created his lore where he can just be helpful for the moment and then get the fuck out. Now, if they create... Because there's a lot of people who would do that. Who would go out, help somebody, and then just fucking disappear. Because this motherfucker obviously got shot at by 30 people. I don't want nothing to do with this nigga. This ain't my shit. I'm going home and I'm going to drink coffee with my family. That's what the fuck I want to do. I want to help this dude.
That's what he does when he goes home. He drinks coffee with his family. They have a ritual of drinking coffee.
Yeah. I'm just saying shit.
Yeah.
Right? So, like... I don't know why they would get mad if the guy's lore is like that. And yes, he is of color. He comes in, helps, and he fucking dips out. That's just how he is. So why are we trying to find color in that?
It's not the fact that finding thing. It's just the fact that it is kind of white privilege, man. Where this guy shows up, he goes into like another culture, fucks their shit up because he's trying to get information for himself, and he thinks that he has the right to do so just because of his history's lineage. And then uses people of color to advance his own story, sometimes killing those people in order to get their artifacts and get their information, and then up and leaving without a trace.
He's never killed a person of color who isn't bad. Like if the fucking Mexican dude is trying to protect his fucking treasure, right? But I'm not to protect his fucking treasure, but he's trying to, like, you know, be bad about the fucking treasure. You come in and shoot him and take his shit, even though he's working with the bad guy. Does that make you racist?
Yeah, but look at it this way though. That's all subjective. You're only seeing his side of it. What if the bad guys think they're good and they're fighting him who's bad, and he's like, what if Nathan Drake was a supervillain trying to take over the world, but he needed this one artifact or this treasure to do it, and the bad guys are the good people trying to stop him?
I've only questioned that in the first game. I didn't question that one in the second game.
I mean, I think it's an interesting article. I don't think that it's anything can be taken seriously, but
no, it's not.
It's just not. A different way of looking at things. Because I can say the same thing about the new Lara Croft game, or the new Tomb Raider game. I'm sorry, same thing.
Yeah.
You know, granted, they went there for another reason, but you're stranded on this island, killing off the people who live there. Granted, they weren't natives. But you're killing off the other people who live there, plundering all of their treasure, finding all of their secrets, even killing their god at the end. So,
and that happens in Indiana Jones too. Yeah, like the fucking Raiders of the Lost. The one where Homeboy had took out his heart.
Yeah.
You know, like he killed
Yeah,
motherfuckers
he
in there.
he
and it's
straight
like,
went to India, killed off all those people.
duh, homeboy with the sword fight. Pull out a sword, he just shot the dude and just walked on. Like, come
I
on.
remember that
man.
shit. That shit was hilarious.
Yeah, it was awesome. Like, not saying that it wasn't cool, but it's just kind of fucked up in different sides of the story. You know, if you look at it.
Yeah. But the only thing I've questioned was the first game. The second game, not really, because the antagonist has, like, from the get go, you can tell this nigga just has the worst intentions for whatever he wants, and the same thing with the third one. So the first one, I can kind of see, hey, Nate. I'm not sure who's the bad guy in this story.
That's true. But you can say the same thing about Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've seen articles about that.
If you ever
That's
played
why-
Star Wars besides like outside of the normal games, like if you played KOTOR or anything like that, whenever it dives into the politicalness of the planet, there's a lot of people in Star Wars who are, let's say, just the people who live on the planets. They look at the whole Jedi conflict as just a religious debate, because they believe in one thing and the Sith believe in another, and they just have beefs with each other. So it's like a religious war.
I was talking about the whole fact that it was on game theory too, that the Jedis were actually evil and the Sith were actually good, because the Jedis, they banned love, feelings, emotion, and all that stuff, and the Sith were mostly about, you know, like keeping those, like keeping your emotions, because that's what you need. You know, you need your emotions. It's like basically going against everything that the Jedi stand for. And when you look at it, they take in kids, you know, to be Jedis, and then they brainwash them to grow up and act this certain way and be this certain way, and to only, you know, do as you're told and not question authority. Sith are completely different, and it's like one of those, who's really evil here? You know what I mean? Because you guys are saying one thing where I can't actually be myself, and I have to do exactly what you tell me to do, even if I have concerns about it. And this other side is like, you know, do what you want.
Relish in your emotions, and if you
know what
feel
I
like
mean?
taking out the guy in front of you, hey, kill him, because it's the natural order.
You know, if he goes against you, take him out.
Yep.
Like, it's just one of those things where you look at Nathan Drake, it's like, white
why-
guy, another country, not America, fucking people up. You know, you don't belong there, but
Isn't that what
yet
white
you
people
think
did
you have
back
a
in the
right
day,
to?
though?
Oh, man, this is true.
Just saying.
I mean, it's because of that lore, that Star Wars lore, that a lot of Sith get a lot of love, though.
Yeah.
Like, people already know that, you know, once you delve into the backstory, it's kind of hard to tell which one's evil and which one's good once you really get to it.
Yeah, usually the guy with the warts and shit on his face and just killing people with the Force is usually the bad guy.
Darth Maul was awesome. Thank you very much.
Oh, no, he was awesome as fuck, you know? But, you know, homeboy, what's his name? Anakin, killing all them little babies and shit. It's like, hey, brainwashed kids or not, you slaughtered
Yeah, you
a
kill
whole
kids, man.
orphanage of people, dog.
Well, Anakin was a fucking whiny bitch asshole, so...
I'm not gonna argue. So what you think about this whole, like, white privilege superpower?
Don't really care much for it. Don't really think it's like a white privilege superpower thing.
You know, you just totally against the whole argument.
Like, I just don't see it. Just because it's a fictional kind of thing, and it's just a fictional story of, like, when it comes to things of fiction, I don't particularly see color. Nathan Drake can be fucking black and go around killing white people. I wouldn't give a shit.
In all honesty, you it seems you don't really see anything of racial issues whatsoever.
No, I don't see color these days. Just because, like, I've seen enough shit in my life. I've grown up seeing enough shit. I've seen white people do terrible things. I've seen black people do terrible things. I've seen Hispanics do terrible things. I've seen, you know, the black DC sniper whole thing, that fucking thing where everybody's like, oh, these white snipers, obviously people get picked off, and it turns out to be two black dudes. It's like, oh,
fuck.
shit! Oh, shit! Like, after that, like, I don't see color anymore. Like, anybody is capable of doing shit to another race at this point. So I've just come to understand that humans are humans. We're all
shitty.
We're all shitty. We're all fucking bleeding on the inside. So, fuck it. Everybody is equal in my mind. Color doesn't matter.
Yeah, I can understand that. I'm from the same thing. Normally, when it comes to games, unless they throw it out there like that, it's. Some people have a hard time not seeing color in everything, where everything that you do or play or experience has to be black and white, and in the reality of it, that's not the case. As far as Nathan Drake, I think it's a good, interesting point that they're making. It's just a way of getting you to think about it, but I wouldn't take it seriously. I don't play Uncharted and be like, oh man, this white guy's just killing you're like every other person. No, it's a fucking game.
Mm-hmm.
Play it. I can say the same thing about Mario with that picture I showed you earlier, Jolly.
Yeah. That picture was funny as fuck. It's a hilarious picture. Hey, where is that picture
at? Is it still in your Skype?
I would have to look for it.
I know because when I played Uncharted, my main goal of Uncharted, honestly, was after I beat the first game, it was to get to the hardest mode and beat it on the hardest mode. So my only instincts in fucking Uncharted was to survive. I didn't give a fuck about color. If you were standing in front of me and you were shooting at me, nigga, you dead. That's it. I don't give a fuck what color you are.
Yeah, because I think 2 and 3, wasn't it always about stopping? Like, because I know I played 1, kind of half played 2, and never played 3. But I know it wasn't 2 or 3. Wasn't you trying to stop this guy from getting this treasure that was going to give him power or something?
Yeah, but in the first one and in the second one, it was about a guy finding a place that gives him like ultimate power, and then I think the third one is technically the Fountain of Youth kind of story.
It was supposed to be that, but it turned into something else.
Yeah, it turned into something bigger. Like, if you ever get a chance to play Uncharted 3, do it, because like it's actually really massive. It is fucking massive, like, as far as the story goes. If you want to, I would recommend playing, the online too, but nobody does that anymore.
I'm more in the middle. I'm one of those guys that everyone's the same, but there's certain things that I just don't ignore. Like there are certain things that if it's racially motivated, I see it as racially motivated, because that's how it comes across. But with me, it's like you have to know both sides. I have to be a person that doesn't see race in everything, but at the same time that when it does happen, I have to acknowledge it. I can't just ignore it and pretend it's not there. I knew one chick that was just completely just oblivious to the whole racial thing, where she told me that she used to work at Kroger's, and the people there, like her coworkers, would call her different things like Panda, Oreo, and all kind of other shit, right? And she just took it as a joke,
making fun of her race.
Yeah, they was making fun of her because like her I think her dad was white and her mom was black. And they talked so much shit about her, right? And she just did not know that they was just bad-mouthing her. And she just took everything as a joke. And all I can say is, like, that didn't upset you at all? And she was like, no, because, whatever.
Well, see, in situations like that, it's really... I guess it's cool to play naive about it, because if I was in that kind of situation, I would just play...
She wasn't playing naive, though. She really did not know.
Yeah, she was completely naive. But in a situation like that, it's even if you knew what they were saying, like, you shouldn't let it get to you too much.
Yeah, especially at your job, because if that's at your job, and if you need your job, do you, A, risk cussing them out and risking losing your job, or just... don't take what they say seriously?
See, here's the thing. It doesn't even have to go that far to where you're cussing them out. But shit like that doesn't need to be said. Like, if you know it's an insult, and even if you don't know it's an insult, like, there's rules and regulations against that kind of bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, you can take that kind of stuff up higher to managers to where, no one else that comes along, even if it doesn't bother you, it may not be only you that they're fucking with. You know what I mean? It could be somebody else that they're doing that to that may not be able to handle that the way you would. So in saying something to someone else and getting the situation taken care of, you're not just saving yourself, you're saving other people too. And that's what I get when I stand behind certain, like, actually racially motivated things that happen in media. Not everything, because some of that shit is just stupid. But some of these things is like, well, yeah, it may not bother you, but if you say something, it may can help somebody else out who may actually need that help or who is too afraid to stand up for it.
True though.
That's the only time when I look at it. Yeah, a game like this, I wouldn't care because I'm waiting on the next one. You know, I want to play the next one. Lordcraft,
White
that last
Privilege
Lordcraft,
Part 4.
Hey, I'll
Don't
shoot
give a shit.
I'll shoot every motherfucker in there to get you that treasure. I don't give a damn.
God damn.
But
right.
when it comes to real life, yeah, I'll stand up like, hey, you know, that shipwreck, that ain't yours. You can't just go up in that motherfucker. It says the St. Augustine Marie and shit. You know that don't belong to America. Get that shit back. You know, just because it's gold and it don't mean it's yours.
True.
Like,
We're just liberating the gold. That's all we're doing.
Nah. You need to return that shit to
It's
to
being
its rightful
oppressed,
owner.
and we got to go in there with our troops and liberate that gold so that.
Just like that oil, man. Gotta go get that oil.
I gotta get the Fucking Dave Chappelle.
That shit was hilarious.
We try to get the
Don't eat that yellow cake. Anyway.
Don't drop that shit. Don't drop that shit. It's yellow cake uranium, nigga. You only just a piece of yellow cake.
Yeah, that bitch uranium, man. She makes so much good yellow cake, nigga.
Oh man.
Anyway, alright. Moving on from that. So we got some shaming from H1Z1.
I love this piece.
So banned H1Z1 cheaters may be allowed back if they publicly apologize. And in this link, in the article, there's a video of one of the cheaters begging to come back and apologizing and all the other good stuff. This is more so in that whole area of like, not slut shaming, but shaming people who do wrong, like how people shame their kids and all the other stuff. What do you guys think about this?
Love it, love it, love it.
Same.
This is the best possible thing they could have done. Like, yes, I loved when fucking, what was it, RuneScape or whatever game we talked about last week when they had
Guild Wars.
Guild Wars where they have homeboy jump off naked or whatever, have his character. They fuck with his character. They ain't fuck with him. But these people are like, if you want back in our game, fucking make a public video apology about cheating out our fucking game. And if you go in YouTube and type in H1Z1 apology, there is at least 6 or 7 pages of fucking apologies, bro.
What?
There is
I'll get
just
it right now.
dude, fucking apologies just lit up so hard. So these motherfuckers really want to play H1Z1 and like somewhere, you know, hey,
This
I'm
is in
really
like
sorry.
a open beta or something, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I
Oh.
haven't played it, but I know of other people I'm sub to, they played it. And all I'm seeing from this is like the same shit that's in DayZ, where it's like all you do is kill people and walk around and find guns and shit.
Yeah, no, I mean, because that's that RPG brand that I'm talking about too, like how RPGs are taking over. That's a big part of it too. But I don't know, with this game, I guess it's a little bit less broken than DayZ. But people started apologizing. Like, as soon as they said, "Hey, if you want back in the game, make a video of you apologize," and people did.
Isn't
Dude.
H1Z1 like the Sony version of DayZ?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
the Sony
something
version
like
of
that,
DayZ.
yeah.
Oh,
But I think it's pretty
there's-
cool that they're actually making people apologize and that people are doing it, because people can be dicks, I guess. And, you know, there's even going to be dicks out there who were like, I ain't making no apology video. Fuck you and your game. I ain't like that shit no way. You know, there's always going to be people out there who think like that. But this is a good way of fixing the problem.
Yeah,
Because if they just ban people, then everybody would bitch at them and be like, oh, why are you banning them guys? Oh, they just cheated, or they only did it for a little bit. You know, there's going to be always those pussy-ass people who try to defend people like that, right?
No, but like with this, if you're sincerely apologized or sad about, or if you really want to play and you're sincerely sorry about cheating, man, this is like your way back in. And I love the way they did this. They're just like, just make a public apology, make a fucking video. We want to see if you're actually really sorry about cheating.
There's
And
4
people
YouTube
did.
pages of that shit right now.
Yeah.
Like, just
That's what's up.
apology after apology. That's funny. I'm pretty sure most of these people are not gonna go back to doing the shit they were doing before this.
No, they probably won't.
They're
They'll probably just do it and play the game like it's supposed to. Because I'm assuming that if they didn't, they could just ban them again, and then what are they gonna do? They probably not gonna let them make them a video, and they probably just gonna keep them banned.
Yeah, like with this method, this is that straight up fool me once, fool me twice. Like,
Yeah.
you could apologize and go back, and if you cheat again, you ain't coming back. Like, that's a perma ban. Like, you apologize once and that shit didn't work out. Fuck you.
That's
like
funny.
that's the easiest way to fucking go about it. And I love the way they did this.
Yeah, I like the way there was another gaming developer who did something similar. I forget what game it was for in the past couple years, but if you were caught cheating, they didn't ban you. They just put you in a server with all the other cheaters.
Yeah,
So
GTA does that.
Like they would isolate you, yeah. And so that everybody who cheats and plays the game together, so it's going to ruin everybody's experience.
See, I love situations like this where developers or development companies, whatever, kind of get involved with the community, and the outcome is no matter the outcome, if it's meant to be good, it's always good. If it's meant to be bad, it's always bad. Like, this is kind of like a good outcome, like a bad outcome that came out good, or a bad things that came out good, and this is the way that it went. One of my favorite development community relationships was with what was the original company that made Halo?
Bungie, yeah.
Bungie. When they gave Halo to 341 Studios, 343 Studios, and somebody wrote a letter to Bungie and was like, "Hey, my Halo 5 didn't work," or whatever, which one came out where 343 did it. It's like, "Hey, this Halo doesn't work," and fucking Bungie made a video and read the note, and they were like, "Sir, we didn't make that game, but because we love our community, we're just gonna go ahead and give you a copy." And I was like, "Yes, yes, that's fucking beautiful." Like, I love when development teams actually get involved with their community. It's always a good outcome.
Yeah.
That sounds like the same thing that those two people that was getting married in the Star Wars theme had wrote to George Lucas and asked them to change the rule about like Jedis not being able to marry so they can get married, and they sent them this big ass box and told them like the different like rules and regulations, and was saying that, you know, you sound like a Jedi at heart and blah blah blah, and Jedi, you know, they gave them some kind of bullshit reason. Not saying that they was changing the rules, but gave them some bullshit reason, and they sent them like a whole bunch of different things, like signed autographs, stuffed, and like different like lightsabers and all kind of cool shit.
Mm-hmm. Gotta love that shit, bro.
That's cool. They should do that for League. Everybody that's caught like, you know, flaming people, send them shits to their own server. That way they can play with each other and just have like a good community of people who support each other and just have fun playing the game the way it's supposed to be played.
I agree.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, it sounds like they need custom servers.
Yeah,
I mean, if you can make like servers for like different countries, you can make one for that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you wouldn't even need a big server because it's not that many people who flame and talk shit, you know, like to their fucking teammates and everyone else. It's just like a good few. You know what I mean? That just need to be ousted from everybody else who wants to play the game the way they want to play it.
Yep, much agreed.
But moving on to this last one, this last topic is more shaming, and this is about a Facebook mom who publicly shamed her 13-year-old daughter for posing in a bra on Facebook.
That's what's up.
Did you see the video, Ryzoe?
No, the video got taken down at the link you sent me.
Okay, I sent another. Check the top of the chat. There's another YouTube video, and that's somebody ripped it and took the whole thing.
Okay.
Yeah, but that was pretty good though. I mean, it's like I was telling you earlier, Jolly. It's another way of disciplining your kid, and without actually putting your hands on them and giving them an ass whooping, because some parents do take that a little bit too far, especially for this kind of sort of thing. Like, you catch your daughter twerking or whatever, I'm gonna whoop her ass. That's not fixing the problem. You know, well, what you got to do is get them to understand self-worth. And yeah, if you want to twerk at your boyfriend, hey, fine, twerk at your boyfriend. It's not hurting anybody. But when you put yourself out there online, that's something completely different that can, you know, last for years. So this was a good way of doing it. This reminds me of this guy whose kid was getting bad grades in school. So he gave him, I remember the picture said, it was like, my son wants to act like a man, I'm going to make him look like a man. And he gave him like a bald, or like a receding hairline bowl cut, and sent him to school.
Dog, he gave him that George Jefferson haircut.
Yeah. and
That
then
shit
sent them to
was
school.
fucking hilarious. Yes.
You
It's, so
lying.
we're not lying. It's an article. It's
Send him to school like that?
Yes.
yeah, because the kids, your friends, are all gonna make fun of you, right? And that's gonna make you not want to get made fun of. So you're gonna do whatever it is that you got to do.
Ah.
So it's good, you know, in that kind of sort of way.
Like, yeah,
I gotta disagree, man.
No,
Like,
I'm
it's
in
good
love with
to
that
a
shit.
point.
Well, now, see, I'm in love with that shit because, like, yes, it can go too far, but I guarantee you give that kid, like, one good fucking scare.
1 or 2 weeks.
They are never gonna do that.
They're never
shit
gonna do it again.
They are
Alright.
never gonna do that shit. Granted, like, here's the thing, and especially with this post, like, if you do something stupid and post it online, obviously you want everybody to see it. So if I shame you online where you wanted the same fucking people to see your cool shit, like, now you know just how much of a dumbass you are, and everybody knows this now. The whole world fucking knows this. Now, if you do something that's between us two that's stupid, I'm just gonna do that between us two. I'm not gonna take that to Facebook or anything like that. Like, that's dumb. But you make this shit, like, publicly, I'm gonna make this shit publicly.
Alright. Wait a minute. Okay, see, before we get into this topic right here, this specific topic, what I have to say about that is that sometimes, like, that's cool to a degree, you know what I mean? But sometimes it gets, man, like, a kid's psyche is so fucking fragile that it's hard for a child to get over something that an adult can. You know what I mean? You're grown. You have that mental mentality where you have been through stuff to that you can easily overcome. But when you're a kid, like, your mindset is totally different. So when you're sitting there getting teased and shit at school, having a name that sticks with you every fucking year of your high school or your junior or elementary school years, like, that really gets to you. All those shows about those kids killing themselves or going postal, shooting up the classroom because somebody kept calling them, like, Fatty McPatterson or whatever every single day. Like, that's not just some writer who's thinking it in the room. That's actual true stories.
I can agree with you to a point, but what you're saying, that's normal high school. Who hasn't went through high school and got made fun of and doing all that?
No.
And what you're saying, that could happen to a degree. However, if you're getting the right kind of, I'm not gonna say training, but if you're being raised right at home, you ain't doing none of that dumb shit.
And here's
That's
the thing,
just the way it is.
That's
and
true.
Another thing about that is, like, a little bit of that, well, not even a little bit of that, a lot of bit of that is on the parents as well. Like, honestly, I think every fucking parent needs to sit down with them kids and be like, hey, look, high school is going to be fucking dumb. You're going to get called names. You're going to get, probably bullied. People are going to do this. They're going to do this, blah, 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 blah. All you have to know is, like, this shit really doesn't fucking matter. Like, that shit doesn't matter. Just go to high school, do you hang out, who you hang out with. Don't worry about these other motherfuckers. Don't worry about the cool kids club. Don't worry about the fucking emo club. Them motherfuckers are still around. Don't worry about the fucking party rock club. Worry about you and your fucking crew.
Jeez, Dad, they don't have those kind of clubs anymore. Jeez.
But I mean, that's what people need to do. Like, I know my mom used to tell me one thing. Don't let nobody calling names get to you, whatever. Don't let nobody put your hands on you, though. The moment that happens, fuck them up. You know, and maybe she's wrong for telling me that, but that's how you got to treat it. People are always going to make fun of you. Hell, even as an adult, people still go through that shit with their jobs. Like, how many people have jobs where, like, they don't like their boss or their boss is a dick to them? Well, guess what? Learn to live with that shit. It's the same way in high school. I mean, it's going to happen. I mean, they'll get over it. They may be shamed for a week or two or have a bad nickname. So what?
At the same time, though, like, you're saying that from your standpoint. A lot of people can't do that. You know, a lot of people are more sensitive.
Need to grow up. Nature ain't gonna wait.
Here's the thing, like,
life isn't gonna baby you.
No, that's true. But like
here's
the whole boss thing at work. Like I was just saying, like I had worked for the city, right? And this is like 40, 50, 30-year-old people working at this job, right? They are getting talked to any kind of way from their bosses because they are too afraid to say anything, to do anything about it. You know what I mean? And they're coming from that point where, like, well, it's just words. No, it's not. You know,
No.
like not
At
to
some
the point where it
not.
gets
That's what I'm
that
saying.
far.
That's why what I was saying earlier. Knocking people out solves problems.
Yeah, straight up.
Not at a job, man.
Here's
You
the thing.
can't
Here's
you
the
can't
thing.
do that at a job.
Here's
A
the
prison maybe, but not at a job though.
Here's the
dog.
thing: a lot of people have a hard time fucking distinguishing. There's a difference between being a nice guy and being a pushover. Yeah. Like, you can be a fucking nice guy, but you don't have to be a fucking pushover. I'm a really nice guy, but there is certain buttons you press.
I'm the same way.
I will fucking go off, and I will be fucking livid, and I will knock a nigga out if you say the wrong fucking things to me. But that doesn't mean like you can just talk to me any kind of way just because I'm a nice guy. You know what I'm saying? And that's all people have to distinguish. You could still be nice. You could still be nice, but there's times you gotta put up or shut the fuck up.
I'm not saying anything about not being nice, but man, all right.
But that's what I'm saying.
I guess
like, a lot
I'm
of people are too sensitive
I'm the
about
only
things.
one that sees this, dog. I used to be like that. I really did. Like, you know, if you said anything to me, anything about my mom's, my grandma, well, not my grandma, my grandfather, you know, back in school, I was fighting. You know what I'm saying? Like that was just me. But at the same time, though, that gets you into trouble. Like that attitude from a black standpoint, that gets you shot by the cops. That gets you in jail. You know what I mean? And that's coming from. I hit my own uncle in the face because he was talking shit, right? I got put in the fucking holding cell. That's not something that's worth it to me.
It's not, but at the same time, just because you don't feel it's worth it don't mean you have to let it happen. That's one thing you have to learn growing into adulthood. There are ways to handle every situation. So
yeah, but violence to me isn't just a way to handle it.
As an adult, you're not gonna so the fuck what? I don't have to deal with you. As a kid, the only reason you have to deal with that is because you have to go to school.
Yeah.
So it's either gonna be one or two things are gonna happen. Either you get into a fight, that kid's gonna stop making fun of you. Yeah, you might get suspended, but then guess what? I'm still going back to school the next fucking day. Or the next week.
That depends on what school you're going to. Some schools, they be like, you know, well, you just out of your school.
Obviously. But if that's the case, it's just like what the position with the job you was talking about. There are some people out there who can't speak for themselves or don't know how. Then guess what? They're going to be living the rest of their lives like that. That's just the way it is.
And you think violence would be like the better way to go about it?
You know,
violence isn't the better way to go about it, but it can help. I'm going to say that.
All you gotta do, before it even results to violence, we're not saying just immediately jump to fucking violence.
No.
Of course,
that's exactly what you guys been saying.
No.
Punch a motherfucker in the face.
Usually, I'm talking about high school. See, high school is different.
Usually it comes to that point. Like in the work world, you kind of go to the boss and be like, "Hey, I appreciate it if you didn't talk to me any kind of way."
Yeah,
like that. Like
I had go to their boss or whatever. You know.
Yeah, like I had a situation at work not too long ago where I had fucked up on one project, and it had been a long time since I had fucked up on the project, but I fucked up on one project, and this motherfucker puts out like a public fucking. Well, here's the deal. He sent me an email. As he was writing the email, he wrote it in front of the staff and said the email out loud, and he proceeded to put like CC most of all my like upper coworkers on this email. So they could put me completely on blast over one fuck
this
up.
This was about you.
Yes.
In front of you and everyone else.
No, I wouldn't. He sent me the email. Okay? That means I wasn't in the room where he was writing the message.
Yeah.
I just know from what everybody told me that he was reading the message out loud as he was writing it. All right?
And everyone else was around him.
Like, he was in the middle of pre-shift, okay? So now I'm getting, like, everybody knows that I just got put on blast. So EJ ain't gonna tolerate that shit. So what did I do? Like, I didn't go back and just knock the fuck out of my boss. No. Yeah. I went back there and I was like, hey, look, I appreciate it if you didn't talk to me any kind of fucking way or put me on blast like that. Like, if you got a problem with something I had fucked up with, tell me, we can get it fucking corrected. Like, it doesn't have to be this giant fucking hassle of you putting a nigga on blast. Like, honestly, that's gonna make me walk the fuck out, and you won't even have these fucking projects. How do you feel about that? Because you ain't gonna find another graphic designer in the fucking month that it takes to do this shit, and sure as shit, that shit ain't happened since.
Yeah, like most jobs, they're not gonna... Most jobs, they don't tolerate that anyway. Like, if you're in an office or a corporate type job, there's ways to deal with any one of those situations without knocking somebody out. I'm not saying that. I'm saying more on like a street kind of level with when you're dealing with other people to people, not necessarily at work. But if you're in high school or whatever, and somebody's making fun of you, you can't tell a teacher. You can't, oh, so-and-so's making fun of me. So-and-so, stop making fun of them. Guess what he's going to do the moment that person ain't there? Make fun of you again. Yeah. Now you got something else to be making fun of. So people, if you allow yourself to be a pushover, like Ryzoe was saying, people are going to keep pushing because those alpha males or those dominant personalities, they're going to keep doing that to you until you give them a reason to stop. Which is most of the time. I mean, you can come to them, like I remember they used to tell me in high school, if you had a problem with somebody or in middle school, hey, could you please stop making fun of me? You know, I really don't like it. They're going to laugh in front of your face.
Yeah.
So none of that shit's going to work. I mean, it's the sad thing is when you're in that situation, you either got to get into a fight with them or whatever. That's going to either force them to stop, or B, they're just going to keep making fun of you until you leave high school or until they feel like they should stop doing it.
All right, so that's definitely true. Now check this out though. Now, can you blame that kid that actually gets into many of fights because it takes a long time for hair to grow back, right? For him to get in multiple fights, what do you think the dad is going to do? Like, what is he going to say? Because he did put that child in that situation. You put that child in that situation to get bullied, to get made fun of, to get embarrassed in front of people.
But ain't nobody getting into fights over a haircut.
Now you did just say that. Hey, if they talking mess, like you got to stand up for yourself.
But that's a different setting. He's not going to get in fights over a haircut that he knows that his dad gave him because he fucked up.
Yeah. In this situation with the haircut, like he fucked that up. Like the same thing with this little girl. Like she can go to school and she's gonna get picked on for this video. But she know why. Why. If she would have never posted that fucking picture with her in her bra on Facebook, this shit went down.
That's the difference.
What's the difference, though?
The difference is you're not being made fun of directly. It's not like you're getting made fun of for something you didn't do. Like it would be like if somebody walked around, and like calling me all the time, "Oh, you're a fat black, you're a black fat ass." Technically true, given all of my girth, but still, I mean, that's a little bit different than saying, oh yeah, I fucked up, so that's why I got to go to school dressed like this. Yeah, you're gonna get made fun of. I mean, for like a couple weeks, at most a month or whatever. Kids are gonna move on to the next thing. You're gonna probably be still doing it without your mom finding out. I mean, it's just things are gonna move on and progress. I mean, it's not gonna be. I can understand what you're talking about, but it's not gonna get.
Yeah, it's not gonna get that because most of the time, like when a kid does something, and it goes like if they fuck up, and of course the parent does something that shames them, and that goes public, and they kind of get made for it. Like it never really goes to that level because the kid knows that they fucked up.
Yeah,
the kid is completely aware. Like, I did kind of bring this on myself. Haha. Yeah, you can call me whatever the fuck you want to. I fucked up. And then like if it happens fucking 3 months from then where niggas are still ragging on them, then yeah, the motherfucker gonna have to either say something or...
Yeah, it's just gonna be something that people get made up of. Like my younger brother. He's the kind of person who, never the guy to get into fights, but he's always the guy next to the guy getting into fights, always running his mouth and being a jokester in class, right? So my dad, being the man who he is, mind you, he's like, well, back then he was younger, but let's say he grew up in like the 40s and 50s and shit. So he's like 60 something years old now. Just to give you guys my dad an age. My dad, what he used to do, he would always give every one of our teachers his direct pager number. So whenever we fucked up, there was no, oh yeah, get sent to the office. No, it was call me. I'll fix that problem. So my younger brother, being the mouth that he is in class, he was running his mouth, being a douche in class. Teacher called my dad up. My dad always working, never home, right? Called him. He came off his job, came down to his school. Now, mind you, the school he went to was like this. It's Lake Clifton High School. It's a ghetto-ass school in Baltimore City. And my dad, he always has this thing. I can't really explain it. It's more so of the fight or flight mechanism. You know how like animals can sense a predator nearby? That's what we had with my dad. I kid you not. It was like a sixth sense where it's just like my dad is watching, and then we turn and look, and he's right there because it's like you can feel him, right?
It's like Pootie Tang, that Pootie Tang movie Oh, what, you have to reach for the apple?
So my brother was acting a fool in class, right? And you know how like school doors had like the little mesh window in the middle of it? My dad walked up there, looked through the window, watched my brother, because my dad used to always watch. You know, he didn't just go in there, started whipping ass. He would be the kind of person to sit there, get there like 10 minutes early, watch you for 10 minutes, watching you fuck up, and then come at you. That way we can't lie about, well, we wasn't doing that. No, he already saw you. But he came in there, watched through the window for 5 minutes. My brother felt them, knew he fucked up. Felt them, looked in the window, seen him, and was like, oh, shit. Anyway, what basically happened, my dad went in there, yanked his little ass up by the scruff of his neck, drug his ass to the bathroom, and whooped his ass. Him screaming and hollering all down the halls. The teachers thought he was in there killing him. Brought him back to the classroom, sat down, and like threw him back down at his desk and was like, and everybody was laughing and shit. Oh, you got your ass with whatever. My dad told the whole class, it was like, shut the fuck up before I give y'all some of this. And they all shut the fuck up.
Oh, God.
Teacher ends up calling my dad back later, and was like, yo, I was like, oh, thank you for coming in there. Oh, I've never had the class act so behaved after that.
But put the fear of God in me, dude.
So that's what I'm saying. It was like, yeah, you're going to get made fun of, but it's like one of those things where like it's going to pass. Everybody has those moments in their life where they get made fun of, shit happens, and you just move on. Yeah, you hate it at the time, but it'll progress.
Yeah.
People will forget, and then move on to the next person or the next thing or whatever, and then she'll be fine. She'll be better off for it.
And the only time it's ever going to come up, and it's like your friends who have known you for that long gonna bring up, hey, you remember that time homeboy got his ass whooped like 8 years ago? You remember that shit? His dad came to the classroom and was whooped all of our asses. That shit was great.
Talking shit, man. Don't make me call your daddy. I got his pager number.
God, it's hilarious.
Man, all right. So this chick right here, she's 13. They said that this is the only time that she's done that. She did this like 3 or 4 other times. She goes on Facebook and claims that she's 19. She took a picture of herself in a bra. She's talking about how she's a freak and all this other shit, and she has grown men on her friends list. Like,
yeah, see, that's where it can be a problem. You have to treat this hard, because if she kept up with this attitude, then I mean, that's like, imagine if she met up with a dude that was like,
I completely agree.
Did whatever,
Yeah, that makes me more love what this mom did. Like, she had to make this shit public.
All right, so in the video, she goes on and she's talking about how, she's telling her daughter what to say to the camera. She's 13, that she still wears underwear that says Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday on it.
Damn.
Says that she can't properly wipe her ass good, and she tells her to tell them, she say, I still have underwear that says Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I don't wipe my ass good, and says that she's 13 and everything. She's talking about all the guys that's on the Facebook page, to delete her, and that this wasn't the only time. And she's like, she's just ranking on this girl, right? And when she puts this on Facebook, she puts it on Facebook for like a few days so people can see it. But then it goes viral. Millions of people are watching this. Some people are applauding it. Other people are talking about, that was a little bit too harsh.
Nah.
So, what do you guys think about this?
I think it's gonna be harsh, but I think it has to be. Yeah. In today's day and age, I'm for ass whoopings, but I'm not gonna say ass whoopings don't solve every problem. And for this, you have to do something to her to make sure it hits home. Like if the mom would have came home, got mad, they had a little, she got in trouble, punished or whatever, she's still gonna do it again. That's not gonna stop. But if the mom came home and was like, okay, I'm banning you from Facebook, block Facebook page, she's just gonna go over a friend's house or wherever she has access to the internet and do it. So you have to make sure it hits home to her so that she can realize, let me not do this. Now, granted, it's not going to stop her from being flirtatious and probably from showing her body to guys. That's what girls do, most of them. I mean, it's that's what guys do to most girls, you know, whether they want to or not. I mean, that's just the way it is. You can't stop it. So the most you can do is just get across the understanding, make it hard for her, and then inform her like, hey, look, as she grows up, you have to have more self-worth in yourself, not to put yourself out there like this because of not because of just what happened, but just because of, you know, other things in life that can be affected by this. What if she got a job, let's say 5 or 6 years, and that Facebook page was still up with her name on it? There goes her job. I mean, pictures go around the internet. Once it goes out, it's out there for good. I mean, as long as somebody's downloading them or sharing it. So, I mean, you have to make it hard enough so that she feels it, you know?
But just like that video is still out there, because like the video is taken down on Facebook, but it's still up on YouTube.
Yeah.
Same way. That can be detrimental to her future too, though. Having a video like this out there.
I don't see how this video more so than her Facebook page.
No, I mean, if it's the same thing, like, you know, if it's.
Well, I guarantee you that this, like, if somebody in the future sees this video, it's gonna be more like, oh, okay, like, you know, you had a parent who just knew how to discipline.
Yeah, this girl got in trouble. You know,
yeah, she had a disciplining thing. She fucked up, parent got into her ass, and that's it. Like, it's over.
Okay,
yeah, they're not gonna. This video can't affect her more so than her Facebook page showing her body, showing where she lives at,
makes sense.
And meeting and talking with people that are 15 years older than she is.
No, that makes complete sense. All right, so that was at your place.
Yeah, that's me.
All right, so she goes on to say a few other things. Says that, you know, she doesn't get any help from her deadbeat dad, and, you know, she's ranking on the dad and telling the kids to rank on the dad too.
That's a little bit too much because that didn't have to go in there.
Yeah, that didn't. Yeah.
And if you look at other photos, like from the mom and everything like that, she's like doing kissy face selfies and shit at the camera and everything. At this point, like, I'm looking like, yeah, it could have taught the daughter a lesson, but at the same time, at 13, you're kind of looking up to people and you're following a pattern from what you see. So if the mom is doing this, then it stands to reason that the daughter can be doing it too.
Yeah.
And it's one of those parts where.
Well, does the mom have a picture up within her bra?
No, because this is the article. I don't know. I don't know the chick's Facebook page or something like that.
Like, okay, see, the mom can be taking selfies, but as long as the mom ain't got a picture up, like, in her bra, girl shouldn't be doing it.
See, that's the thing. You don't know what she does. Like, that's it could be like one of those things that, you know, you do as I say, not as I do type things. Like, you can always discipline a child and say, you know what, I'm the parent, you're the child, you know, you do as I say. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they won't follow your lead.
No.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't think this situation is like that. Because every girl and woman are going to be flirtatious with no matter who they are. So I'm sure the mom, you know, got all of her dirty pictures or whatever that she did with this one guy, because obviously that's how the 13-year-old got there. So I just don't think this is one of those kind of sort of situations. It seems to me like this is one of those things where a young girl is coming into her womanhood. I'm not going to say she's feeling herself, but just, you know, she's getting attractive, and she likes the attention that boys give her when she does this kind of sort of thing.
You don't think that the conversation about how you could get raped would scare her worse than just humiliating her?
No. Because when you're at a young age, and if you haven't had any kind of experience or know of anybody who has, let's say, been raped, it has no meaning for you. It is just, okay, you might be able to get raped. Okay, that's something that's never going to happen to me.
Yeah. Actually, I actually recently heard a song about that. It's called Sexy Cyber by this dude named Hobson. And it's literally a story about, like, a chick who found love online, tried to meet up with this dude at Chili's, and homeboy set it up where he was like, no, I can't make it to Chili's, but found out, like, you know, who she was at Chili's, and then just followed her home, raped her, and then murdered her. And apparently it's based off of a true story, I think. I don't know, I was reading up somewhere. It might be based off a true story, but, like, shit like that does fucking happen.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you gotta let people fucking know, like, hey, you put yourself on the internet, like, you could just go missing. And missing people don't get found a lot. And you could be one of those motherfuckers.
Yeah, what they really should be teaching kids in school nowadays is
technology management and responsibilities. managing
Not
yourself.
even that, but
fucking
they
life
can,
features.
they should teach them social engineering. That way they know when somebody's trying to do bullshit to them online. And they should teach them how to be security conscious when you're walking around and, just living your life.
They used to have that in certain elementary schools. They have that, but then they kind of break off from doing that when it gets like junior high and high school.
Yeah, that's when they should
stop.
teach them is in high school, because that's when
Yeah.
it's going to be more prevalent, and when you're an adult.
So about this chick, I mean, do you think that she's fucking up at home?
A little girl.
I don't think
No,
so.
not the girl. I'm talking about the
mom?
mother. Yeah.
The mom,
I don't think so.
Only because if she was fucking up, this video would have never got made.
Yeah, like
She
I
wouldn't
think
have cared enough, or like depending on how she's fucking up. As far as other stuff, we have no idea.
like if the daughter had gotten it from the mom, then like that means it like the mom is more so responsive with her stuff. Like, of course, a lot of girls in their adulthood is gonna send their picture to their guy, all right? But that's just how it goes. They're not gonna post that shit on the internet half the time. It's gonna be to their guy, and maybe the little girl caught the mom sending something to her guy, and was like, "Oh, hey, I could post something like this on Facebook." But like, even if it was a situation like that, it's like, hey, if you're gonna do something like this, like, first of all, you're too fucking young, and even when you are old enough to do this, you need to learn how to keep your shit low key, because you don't get fucked up.
But see, here's the thing, though. Like, you can say that. For instance, I had this friend, and she had these two little boys. I'm not saying any names, so, hopefully if she does see this, she won't out herself by saying anything.
That's me.
Or be like, oh, motherfucker, you said all that shit. Like, hey, you just announced who you were, so whatever. She had two boys. I forgot their ages, but they're like, 9 and 11 at this time. It was like years ago. She didn't have the guy who she had them by. They weren't together or whatever. I don't know what happened to him. I forgot. There was a new guy that was in her life, and it's always Uncle something that comes over. So the guy that she was messing with at this point, I think they're still together now. But the boys would always see them doing stuff like hugged up on each other or kissing each other on the neck or some shit like that. And they would mimic it.
Yeah.
Like they would literally be mimicking it in front of them. And she would laugh and say, you need to stop that or whatever. But she wouldn't keep their door closed when they're doing stuff.
That's a problem.
So the boys would go and mimic that stuff. Like at one point, I went over there. I see one boy on top of the other boy, while they're like laying down, and one of the boys is kissing him on his neck. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Get off of him. You know what I mean? Like this, and she comes out like kind of laughing or whatever. Like that shit ain't funny. They're seeing what you're doing, and they're looking up to you. Like you can scream at them and beat them for doing this all you want, but until you stop allowing them to see this kind of stuff, they won't stop mimicking you because they look up to you.
Yeah.
You're their mother. So whatever they see you do, they're gonna do that.
Yeah.
So in this case, I'm looking at this and it's like, well, she's doing selfies, showing this shit, and yeah, you're right. The daughter could have caught wind of something that was sent to somebody else, because phones, they get handled, and if you don't lock that shit up, they get in there and they see this stuff. Well, mom's is doing it. It must be fun. She's doing it. I can do it too. That kind of stuff, and then
that's reaching.
Yeah, but it's not. It's not really reaching if it's like little obvious. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a possibility, but at the same time, I don't think that's what this situation came down to. Because I think more so, if it was a situation like that, I don't think the mom would have made this public like that.
Yeah, because the mom wouldn't have blew up about it as much. She wouldn't have cared about it all that much.
Yeah, I think the mom doesn't really involve herself in that kind of thing, and that's why she made this video like this. Because if I don't think this is the type of mother would be like that hypocritical. Well, yeah, I posted, but... Well,
some people are hypocritical. They just won't tell you that. You never know what goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So that's like what I was saying earlier. Like, do as I say, not as I do type thing.
Yeah. But I don't.
Yeah, I don't think it's like that. I think it's just more she was just trying to impress upon the daughter because I'm sure mom probably did some dirty stuff too. I mean, it's like, come on, let's be real. But I just think she's just trying to impress to the daughter. I mean, everything has a time and place.
Yeah.
And especially nowadays, putting yourself out there on the internet like that can be, if you don't have the responsibility or the intelligence to do it right, it can fuck you up long term. So
That makes perfect sense.
True that, though. I agree.
because there's a lot of people out there who don't know how to use the internet, but yet they on there using it every day.
That is true. I know there's a lot of people maybe saying, you know, what do these guys know? Don't have any kids and all this other shit. Same time, we've been kids.
Yeah.
You know, and then there's things that we know that, you know, it's just common sense. Some people who have kids shouldn't have kids. They don't even know what the fuck to do.
They should not. Yeah, they should not have kids.
Yeah.
You need to. They should make like a test where like you have to be this smart in order to have kids.
You gotta have a certain level of common sense to have kids.
Yeah, all that common sense bullshit. It's too bad that can't be taught.
You can't.
They need to have that to be like genetically imprinted.
Man, can you imagine? Like, what did you major in? Common sense. You're hired.
I excel in common sense. You, sir, you're good.
What do you want to get paid? Just here, take the money, whatever. Anyway, let us know what you guys think about these topics down below. Start a conversation. If you have any other suggestions of what you would like us to cover, let us know. We're still gonna cover the same stuff we've been covering, but it always helps to have a little bit of, you know, extra information to go over. Not other good stuff. But yeah, this has been podcast number 10. I'm your homie Jolly Dangerous.
Peace out, people.
Ryzoe and Haji. Sim Salabim. We out.
Yeah, we out. That's wow.